Welcome back to How Good Was It, where we review the movies of our past to see how the heck they hold up, if they still hold up in our modern times. This is the second half to our Pretty Woman retro review. And if somebody would have told me when we started this podcast that we would be reviewing Pretty Woman, I would have called that motherfucker crazy. But let's find out if that's still the case. What is up, Scott?
Hey, welcome back, Jim.
And what is up to that main gigolo, Dana?
I guess I'm that motherfucker that they may call crazy.
This would have probably been a Joe AP pick.
Oh, 100%. That's what I was thinking about the whole time. I was going to ask him to give us a mini review about that. I
my
totally
God.
forgot.
That would have been the only thing.
For sure, this is a Joe AP movie. I guarantee he's going to say he loves this movie.
The only thing that would have prevented Joe AP from suggesting this movie was that there was absolutely no nudity.
So, true.
Very true. Got close, but
if you look really close, maybe you might see a little slip here and there.
Well, there was.
I was doing my research. I looked close.
I was doing my thorough research. Gotcha.
Well, we will get into the finer details of this flick. Let's roll on with Pretty Woman. Let's get into some facts and figures. Anything you want to give us, Sir Scott?
All right. So this movie was a hit. It was made for $14 million. Opening weekend, it did $11 million. Wow. Worldwide gross, $463 million.
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? That is amazing, especially for the time.
Yep. We were very close about the year. We said 90. I said 90, 91, 92, 1990.
Yes. Okay. 90. Wow. You bowled me over with that figure, Scott. I know it was a mega hit. I know it was huge at the time when it came out. That it opened up with 11 million in itself is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But holy shit, to have reached that kind of gross at 1990 on a $14 million budget.
And, she wasn't a star at this time. This was like her star-making role. And Richard Gere was famous, but I wouldn't say he's the guy that's going to have a big opening like this. It just everyone loved it.
We were mentioning before the podcast started how I forgot that he had the gray hairs going at this point.
This is probably a post-gerbil episode too. So
oh my God.
I didn't expect that to come up.
Okay, Scott, one of us was going to do it. I know it. If it wasn't you, it was going to be Dana or myself. There was going to be some gerbil talk in this episode. If for those listeners who may not know, especially you young'uns.
Ultimate urban legend, right?
Yes, one of the biggest urban legends in Hollywood has to do with Richard Gere and a gerbil. And I'll leave it at that. If you need any more info, I mean, look, we can get pretty crass on this show, but even I have.
Yeah, if you Google it, I'm sure that will be the first thing that comes up. If you say gerbil plus Gere, it's going to be the number one hit.
So this was a Dana pick.
Yes.
Yes, it
Dana,
was.
Why was it a pick? Please explain. And by that, I don't mean in a sarcastic way. I really want to know.
And what about Valentine's Day? Is this with you?
I think that's what I just realized. It's like, you know what, guys? We need to start showing our softer sides, and what could represent Valentine's Day as this is going to come out on Valentine's week. Then a good old rom-com, and a good old Dana favorite is good old Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts, what a lovely lady. She had so many hits, Runaway Bride, you name it. But this one just, what I really remembered most about this one? The damn soundtrack.
Oh, it's an 80s, it's maybe 1990, but this is an 80s sounding soundtrack.
My goodness.
Banger after banger.
I don't know about that, Dana. We may have some differences when it comes to this soundtrack, man. That was one of the points I had to bring up. Well, okay, yeah, there were some shining moments in the soundtrack. This basically was a nice little comeback for Roy Orbison. That title track became a hit. It was a hit in what, the 50s or something like that, 60s?
Yeah, probably 60s, yeah.
Yeah, and it became a hit again as a result of this movie. Okay, Okay, I didn't have any hate towards the soundtrack, but there is one track that played during the opening scene in the title.
Oh, the
Its
King
title
of
card.
Wistful Thinking.
I fucking hate
I
that
hate that
song.
song as well.
Holy shit! As soon as that song came on, I was like, well, I don't know if I could go through to this.
But you have to watch a video because that may be one of the worst
Oh,
videos ever made. Uh, Dana, you need to watch it.
I
It's
don't think I
incredibly
watched the video.
bad.
I just know the song. I didn't know.
Oh, you got to see the video. The
oh,
video's
the
bad.
video will change it. If you like the song, the video will change your perspective on that song.
And I
And
still
it
hear that song every time I go to CVS. I hear that song. So
it was a hit. It was a hit. I remember that it
It's in
was playing on
CVS. That means
MTV.
it definitely is a banger. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. So here's the Julia Roberts run that she had from the 80s into the 90s. So she did Pretty Woman, I'm sorry, Mystic Pizza in 88. She did Steel Magnolias in 89. She did Pretty
Oh,
Woman in 90. Flatliners also in 1990.
oh,
Then
I forgot she
Sleeping.
was in Flatliners.
Yeah, the Sleeping with the Enemy is probably the first movie she did. It was 91 with the already being famous,
Mm.
and then Dying Young. She did Hook, Pelican Brief with 93. Man, she worked a lot in the 90s. Every year she had a film out in the 90s.
Oh, that was her
Feel like
heyday,
she did.
man.
I mean, she
Yeah.
was freaking huge.
She was. She was a
Yeah, she was
superstar for
really, really
sure.
big. I mean, like you haven't even got to Aaron Brockovich, and I think Aaron
Yeah, that's
Brockovich
not
is
till
like
Oh,
98.
no,
Yeah.
2000. That's
Oh, it's
2000.
2000. Wow, wow.
that was
Eh,
2000.
Yep.
For
And then
some reason, I remember
yeah,
thinking,
99, she did
oh,
Runaway
it's
Bride with all the same
there we
people
go.
again. Yeah, she did it with
wow.
Richard Gere, and then also Gary Marshall, who directed this film, did that. And Larry Miller and Hector Elizondo, whatever his name is in this too. And yeah,
Wow.
so they
Holy
basically
mo.
did the same movie again, like
Yeah,
9 years
of
later.
course. They try to recreate the magic, of
Hmm.
course, as Hollywood will do. But yeah, man,
Definitely
she
don't see
had,
an issue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but she was huge in the 90s. She was a very busy woman and turned out to be a fine actress. But this was the one that put her on the map, that made
Hmm.
her America's darling. And well, let's find out why.
Hey, everybody
Should we
loves a
get into the
hooker.
plot?
All right, yeah,
Well,
let's get
yeah.
into it.